Good evening, everyone. Hope I'm audible. All right. Let us begin from the topic that we left yesterday. So we started with precipitation and we looked into the types of precipitation. All right. The types that we discussed: rainfall, drizzle, snow, sleet, and virage. Today we have to look into types of rainfalls. Types of rainfall. There are three types of rainfall, and this classification of the types of rainfall is on the basis of the mechanism that result into the rainfall. All right. So, types of rainfall. This classification is on the basis of mechanism that leads to rainfall. That leads to rainfall. Based on the mechanism, there are three types of rainfall. One is called convectional rainfall. Second is called orographic. And third is called frontal rainfall. So there are three types of rainfall: convectional, exposure is high. Let me see. Let me ask somebody to reduce it. Fine now. All right, ठीक है. So based on the mechanism that lead to the rainfall can be classified into convectional, orographic, and frontal. Rainfall is precipitation, right? Rainfall is a type of precipitation, and this precipitation occurs after condensation. That is to say that rainfall will happen when condensation should take place. Rainfall will happen when condensation is going to take place. Therefore, the mechanism that will result into rainfall will be directly related with condensation. So now we are going to first look into the convectional type of rainfall. दीप्ति, ये वाली आज शेयर हो जाएगी आपको लेक्चर के बाद में. So the first type of rainfall that we are going to discuss today is convectional. Convectional rainfall. All right. So basically what happened on a hot summer? All right, let's say there is a hot sunny day. So what happened? Suppose there is moisture present on land, which may be in the form of wet soil or it may be in the form of a lake. There may be a water body. So there may be a water body or there may be moisture in the soil. So because of the hot sunny day, the heat of the sun is going to make the water evaporate from the moist soil or from the water body. Is it fine? So moisture is converting into water vapor and it is moving up in the atmosphere. You know that for every 1 kilometer height, the temperature falls by 6.5 degrees Celsius per kilometer. When this happens, when it rises up, this moist air or the air containing water vapor, it cools down. It cools down. And when it cools down, its water vapor holding capacity, when it's cooled down, its water holding capacity of the air, it reduces. So the water vapor gets converted into clouds. The water vapor is now converted into clouds such that after some time, if the raindrop becomes sufficiently heavy, it will again start raining. This kind of rainfall is called convectional rainfall. Because the moisture from the lower atmosphere is rising into upper atmosphere. Because the moisture from the lower atmosphere is rising into the upper atmosphere while going up. When this moisture is going up, this vertical motion of wind is called, the vertical motion of air is called convection. So because of convection or the vertical movement of the moist air, there is cloud formation and consequent rainfall. This kind of rainfall is called convectional rainfall. All right, this type of rainfall is called convectional rainfall. It is happening because of convection. All right, it is happening because of convection. So heating of the sun is there. Heating of the sun results into water vapor in this layer of atmosphere. Because of continuous heating, this layer becomes warm. It becomes warm, it becomes light, it starts moving up. जैसे जैसे ये ऊपर मूव करता है, ठंडा होता जाता है, and you know that the cold air has less capacity to, all right, cold air has lesser capacity to hold moisture, and consequently what happened, it results into condensation and simultaneous formation of clouds and rainfall. This is called convectional rainfall. Now, in our initial classes, we looked at this region of the earth, 5 degree north and 5 degree south. This region receives maximum heat. All right, and also it is a low pressure zone. Also it is a low pressure zone. So you know what happened here? Here there is increasing. So what happened here? The air starts rising up because of intense heating. Do you get this point? These are water vapor becoming clouds. These are water vapor becoming clouds. सुशांत, ये वाटर वेपर होता है, ठीक है ना? जमीन में पानी है या वहां पे लेक है, तो सन की हीटिंग की वजह से पानी इवेपोरेट होता है, मॉइस्चर इवेपोरेट होता है और वो हवा में मिल जाता है. लेकिन हवा भी गर्म होती है क्योंकि हीटिंग हो रही है, तो हवा के साथ मॉइस्चर वाटर वेपर ऊपर उठना चालू होता है. जब वो ऊपर उठता है तो हवा ठंडी हो जाती है, सो ठंडी हवा मॉइस्चर को नहीं होल्ड कर पाती और अल्टीमेटली व्हाट हैपन, इट रिजल्ट्स इनटू कूलिंग डाउन. All right, ultimately it results into cooling down and then cloud formation and consequent rainfall. So we are talking about the region of the earth 5 degree north and 5 degree south, which is the region that experiences maximum heating, and there is low pressure zone. So you know that the air will start rising. तो यहाँ पे क्या होता है, जब एयर यहाँ पे राइज करती है तो इस एयर के अंदर बहुत सारा मॉइस्चर होता है, एंड देयरफॉर फ्रॉम मॉर्निंग से सन राइजेज एट 7, sun rises at 7 a.m. So from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. because of intense heating, the air rises up, and along with the air, moisture also rises up, such that around 3 to 4 p.m., 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. every day, there happened that clouds are formed at equatorial low pressure belt. Clouds are formed and it results into a sudden heavy downpour. It results into a sudden heavy rainfall. This rainfall in equatorial regions around 4 p.m. every day, it is known as 4 p.m. showers. The 4 p.m. showers in equatorial region is an example of convectional rainfall. It is an example of convectional rainfall. Is this point clear to everyone? So equatorial low pressure belt में आपको पता है that इधर से trade winds आती हैं, इधर से trade winds आती हैं, एक दूसरे के साथ ये कोलाइड करती हैं, right? These are northeast trade winds, these are southeast trade winds. They come, they collide करने के बाद ये ऊपर राइज करती हैं. ऑलराइट, जब ये अपने साथ सरफेस के साथ साथ आती हैं तो अपने साथ बहुत सारा मॉइस्चर लाती हैं, और ये कोलाइड करके जब ऊपर राइज करती हैं तो ये ठंडी हो जाती हैं. ठंडी होने की वजह से दिन में 3-4 बजे के आसपास वहां पे एकदम घने बादल छाते हैं, कंडेंसेशन होती है और इवेंचुअल प्रेसिपिटेशन होती है. This kind of rainfall in the equatorial region that happen every day at 4 p.m. it is known as the 4 p.m. showers. It is known as the 4 p.m. showers. Yes, very good. Colombia, Congo, Sarprit, almost every equatorial region which has a lot of moisture and water body, they experience 4 p.m. showers. All right. So दिन में सुबह 7 बजे सूरज उगता है, वहां पे 7 बजे से दिन में 2 बजे तक हीटिंग होती है. हीटिंग होने की वजह से एयर राइज करना स्टार्ट करती है, मॉइस्चर होता है, मॉइस्चर इवेपोरेट होता है, फिर इवेपोरेट हुआ वो मॉइस्चर ऊपर उठता है, तो शाम को 3-4 बजे एकदम से घने बादल छाते हैं, बारिश होती है, फिर आसमान खुल जाता है. अगले दिन भी सेम चीज रिपीट होती है. So there is a constant 4 p.m. showers in the equatorial region. I hope it is clear now. हाँ, कह सकते हो. Generally, yes, Mandeep. Generally, between the tropics of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. All right. So, जो Tropic of Cancer है और Tropic of Capricorn है, इसके बीच वाला जो जोन है ना, इट इज अ जोन दैट रिसीव्स मैक्सिमम हीट. इसको बोलते हैं टॉरिड जोन, TORRID, टॉरिड जोन, राइट. फिर ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैप्रिकॉर्न से एंटार्क्टिक सर्कल, दिस इज कॉल्ड टेम्परेट जोन. दिस इज कॉल्ड टेम्परेट जोन. एंड एंटार्क्टिक सर्कल से साउथ पोल का जो रीजन है, दैट इज कॉल्ड फ्रिजिड जोन. सिमिलरली ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैंसर से आर्कटिक सर्कल का जो रीजन है, दैट इज कॉल्ड अगेन टेम्परेट जोन. एंड आर्कटिक सर्कल से नॉर्थ पोल का जो रीजन है, दैट इज कॉल्ड फ्रिजिड जोन. ठीक है. सो convectional rainfall are more of a characteristic feature of torrid zone. That is the region lying between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. Jaruri, yes, Ikasdeep, that's right. Yes, that's right. During school days, you must have heard about Zaire, ZAIRE, which is now Democratic Republic of Congo. So Zaire के बारे में एक चैप्टर था हमारे ज्योग्राफी के बुक्स में भी था. So yes, Harpreet, you are recalling it correct. All right. Now, so torrid zone is the region which receives the maximum heat. Convectional rainfall is a characteristic feature of torrid zone, particularly the equatorial low pressure belt. 4 p.m. showers. Very much important to understand. ये temperate और ये frigid zone है. चलिए. So this is convectional rainfall. Now we have to discuss convectional rainfall. After convectional rainfall, we have to look into orographic rainfall. ऑलराइट, देखो है ना, अगर कोई ड्राई एरिया है ना, वहां पे कन्वेक्शनल रेनफॉल नहीं होगी. रेनफॉल के लिए यू नीड मॉइस्चर. मॉइस्चर विल कम आइदर फ्रॉम अ वाटर बॉडी और फ्रॉम द सॉइल विच कंटेन्स मॉइस्चर और विच इज अ मॉइस्ट सॉइल. So presence of moisture is very important for convectional rainfall. If there is a desert, चाहे वो इक्वेटोरियल एरिया में डेजर्ट हो या इक्वेटोरियल एरिया में प्लेन लैंड हो, उसमें कोई मॉइस्चर नहीं है तो कन्वेक्शनल रेनफॉल नहीं होगी. You need to have moisture for convectional rainfall. चलिए, second is orographic rainfall. Orographic rainfall. Now, orographic rainfall के अंदर क्या होता है बेसिकली? सपोज करो कि there is a mountain. There is a mountain. And suppose करो this is sea here. All right, this is sea. This is a mountain. sea के ऊपर से wind इस तरफ चल रही है. All right. When the wind is moving over the sea, so yesterday we looked into the factors responsible for evaporation. So उसके अंदर wind speed and wind over water body was one of the factors that aggravated moisture evaporation. तो जब हवा समुद्र के ऊपर से ट्रेवल करती है तो हवा अपने साथ सी से मॉइस्चर ऑक्यूपाई कर लेती है. So the wind which is flowing over, which is blowing over the ocean surface or the sea, it start absorbing moisture from the water body. Now this wind comes here and this wind suddenly comes and gets surprised. भैया सामने आ गया mountain. Now this wind is surprised. क्या करें? वापस जा नहीं सकते क्योंकि पीछे से continuously हवा आ रही है, ना जमीन खोद सकती है हवा. So what they do? They start climbing the slope. So this wind, it start climbing the slope, and when you climb the slope, you know that when you go up in atmosphere, all right, when you are climbing the slope, you are increasing your altitude, and you know that for every 1 kilometer rise in altitude, the temperature falls by 6.5 degrees Celsius. That means the moisture handling capacity of the rainfall of the wind will decrease. So it will result into condensation of water vapor towards the upper reaches of these mountains, and then it start coming down in the form of rainfall. This kind of rainfall, it is called orographic rainfall. Orographic rainfall. Oro is the word which is used for mountain. Oro is the word which is used for mountain. So rainfall that occurs because of obstruction of a wind, moist wind due to a mountain, this rainfall is called orographic. This rainfall is orographic. देखो प्रिंस, the density of air at this region will be high. The density of air at this region will be low. The density of here, it will be lower. It will be further lower. So when you climb up, when you climb up in the atmosphere, the density of the atmosphere reduces. Heavy gases are present close to the surface. When you rise in height, the density of air reduces, and when the density of air reduces, pressure reduces. जो आपने मेरे को स्टेटमेंट बोला है कि P is directly proportional to T, तो जब आप ऊपर क्लाइंब करते हो, when you climb up in the mountain areas, T decreases, तो P decrease. So getting my point, it is nothing to do. ये एक केमिकल रिएक्शन में कंसिडर करी जाती है. दिस इज आइडियल गैस कंडीशन. यहाँ पे यू आर नॉट कीपिंग वॉल्यूम कांस्टेंट. हियर यू आर नॉट कीपिंग द here you are not keeping number of amount of gas constant. Here it is variable. As you move up in the slopes, जब आप पहाड़ के ऊपर चढ़ते हो तो हवा की डेंसिटी रिड्यूस हो जाती है, जिसकी वजह से प्रेशर रिड्यूस हो जाता है. Here pressure and temperature has nothing to do. Yes, that's right. Yes, it loses moisture when it goes up. Prince, is it clear? All right. So that's right, Sarpreet. मेघालय में इंडिया का सबसे in Meghalaya there is a place that receives the maximum amount of rainfall at any place on the earth. Can you tell me the place? Where would you find Mawsyn Ram? That's right, Mawsyn Ram. MAWSYNRAM. Mawsyn Ram is the place in Meghalaya that receives the maximum amount of rainfall anywhere on the world. 1985, Mawsyn Ram that year witnessed 26,000 millimeters of rainfall. 26,000 millimeters of rainfall. See, that is, Chandigarh receives 700 to 1000 millimeters. Mawsyn Ram received 26,000 millimeters. This is the amount of rainfall that the place in Meghalaya called Mawsyn Ram receives. Earlier it was Cherrapunji. That's right. Earlier it was Cherrapunji, but now it has been recorded as Mawsyn Ram. MAWSYNRAM. Mawsyn Ram. Chaliye. Now, orographic rainfall is clear. Orographic rainfall occurs when a moisture-laden wind encounters an obstruction in the form of mountain, such that when it rises in the slope areas, the condensation takes place and rainfall happens. This is called orographic rainfall. This is called orographic rainfall. Now the third type of rainfall is called frontal rainfall. All right, the third type of rainfall, it is called frontal, FRONTAL, frontal rainfall. Frontal rainfall. Hold on. Okay. एक काम करते हैं, ये फ्रंटल रेनफॉल पहले मैं आपको एयर मासेस समझाऊंगा, उसके बाद मैं आपको एक्सप्लेन करूंगा. Alright, I'll explain you the air masses. Alright, you will have to wait for some time. उसके बाद मैं आपको frontal rainfall समझाऊंगा. बस ये याद रखिए कि तीन तरह की rainfall होती है. First is called convectional, second is called the second one is called orographic, and the third one is called frontal rainfall. ठीक है? Alright, now we'll see what is the trend with respect to all right, now we are going to see the trend with respect to rainfall. Global distribution of rainfall. Global distribution of rainfall. Global distribution of rainfall. Okay, globally how rainfall is varying. This is what we are going to discuss. All right, अब देखो साइक्लोनिक रेनफॉल. देखिए साइक्लोनिक रेनफॉल is consisting of two types, convectional and frontal. इसीलिए मैं कह रहा हूं कि साइक्लोनिक और फ्रंटल 2 मिनट वेट करो, उसके बाद जब मैं आपको साइक्लोन्स करवाऊंगा तब मैं आपको फ्रंटल रेनफॉल करवा दूंगा। अभी आप इस पे मत फोकस करो। अभी आप मुझे एक चीज बताओ, इंडिया का जो मॉनसून है, इंडिया का जो मॉनसून है, व्हाट इज द काइंड ऑफ रेनफॉल इट इज? मॉनसून, व्हाट इज द काइंड ऑफ रेनफॉल यू एक्सपीरियंस इन केस ऑफ मॉनसून? भाई कन्वेक्शनल, ओरोग्राफिक और कन्वेक्शनल ओरोग्राफिक में से बताना आपको। वेरी गुड सिमरनप्रीत, दैट्स गुड 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 गुड। ऑलराइट, देखो, दिस इज इंडिया, दिस इज हिमालयाज, ठीक है। यहां पे आपके ईस्टर्न हिल्स हैं, these are eastern hills. So what happened? The southwest monsoon entered India like this, and simultaneously it entered India like this. जब ये साउथ वेस्ट मॉनसून इस कोस्ट पे पहुंचते हैं, यहां पे वेस्टर्न घाट्स हैं, जब ये यहां पहुंचते हैं, दीज आर ईस्टर्न हिमालयाज। सो बिकॉज ऑफ दीज रीजंस यहां पे हैवी रेनफॉल होती है। दिस इज ओरोग्राफिक रेनफॉल एट वेस्टर्न घाट्स, orographic rainfall. All right, Mumbai receives tremendous amount of rainfall. Why? क्योंकि मुंबई से जस्ट थोड़ा सा आगे there are western ghats. There is a series of mountains which is along the western coast of India called Western Ghats. Western Ghats result into orographic rainfall in this region. Then if you go towards the northeast, Mawsynram, Meghalaya region, there are eastern hills there. They also prevent the moisture laden wind to pass, and therefore again orographic rainfall. And in this region as well, when the moisture laden wind goes like this, it is again orographic. So monsoon is mostly orographic rainfall. Monsoon wind या monsoon rainfall in India is mostly orographic. You see the plains. Plains also receive rainfall due to orographic conditions. Here in the northeast, you receive heavy rainfall because of orographic conditions. You receive heavy rainfall in the western coast due to monsoon orographic conditions. If you talk about Madhya Pradesh, in Madhya Pradesh there are various mountain ranges such as Maikala, Satpura, Vindhyachal. Because of these intermittent mountain ranges also there is heavy rainfall in Madhya Pradesh. This is the reason that India receives tremendous amount of rainfall, because the moisture laden winds are obstructed in the western coast by the Sahyadris, or you can call them Western Ghats. In the northeast they are obstructed by the eastern hills. In the Indo-Gangetic plain they are obstructed by the mighty Himalayas. And in the central part of India, they are obstructed by the mountain ranges such as Satpuras, Vindhyachals, Maikalas, Rajgirs, etc. So the monsoon wind in India is mostly, all right, monsoon winds in India are mostly what are known as orographic. Now Navdeep says Aravalli Hills prevent rainfall in Rajasthan. Aravalli Hills do not prevent, you should say Aravalli Hills do not impact rainfall in Rajasthan. Now let me tell you. ठीक है, अब देखो राजस्थान में अरावली होने के बावजूद why there is not much of rainfall? So Aravalli start from Gujarat to New Delhi. ठीक है, they start from Gujarat through Rajasthan to New Delhi. This is general direction of motion of Aravallis. ठीक है, now wind का direction क्या है? Wind का direction यूं है, Aravallis का direction भी ऐसे है. तो Aravalli रोकते ही नहीं है. The Aravalli do not stop the moisture laden winds. Instead, they are parallel to the motion of the moisture laden winds. They do not impact much of the moisture laden winds. Southwest monsoon को Aravallis ज्यादा impact नहीं करते. They do not obstruct. And secondly, Aravallis are not lofty heighted mountains. जो एरियाज थोड़े से ऊपर उठे हुए हैं अरावलीज में, जैसे माउंट आबू, that region can experience some kind of orographic rainfall, but mostly the Aravallis are of very lesser height, number one. Second, they are not continuous. Third, they are parallel to the direction of southwest monsoon. Because of this reason, they do not facilitate tremendous amount of rainfall, orographic rainfall. But sir, few told that northwest, that is Punjab, Haryana, this is. हाँ ठीक है प्रिंस, कन्वेक्शन करंट्स ऑल्सो प्रिवेंट, दैट्स राइट, ठीक है. नाउ अब देखो, सपोज करो मॉनसून का टाइम है, ये हिमालयाज हैं, ये इंडो गेंजेटिक ब्रह्मपुत्रा प्लेन है, ठीक है, पंजाब है, हरियाणा है, यहाँ पे उत्तर प्रदेश है, यहाँ बिहार है, ठीक है. अब यहाँ पे जो सपोज करो कि मॉनसून की वजह से बारिश हो गई, सो द सॉइल इज वेट. अब जिस दिन कड़क चमकती हुई धूप निकलेगी तो वेट सॉइल से भी मॉइस्चर बाहर निकलेगा, तो यहाँ कन्वेक्शनल रेनफॉल भी हो सकती है. आई एम नॉट डिनाइंग, आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट इट विल बी ओनली ओरोग्राफिक. आई एम सेइंग, इसीलिए मैंने वर्ड मोस्टली यूज किया था, दैट द मॉनसूनल विंड, द मॉनसूनल रेनफॉल इन इंडिया इज मोस्टली ओरोग्राफिक. हाउएवर, अगर सपोज करो सॉइल में मॉइस्चर है, सॉइल में मॉइस्चर है और अगर धूप निकली, गर्मी का दिन है, तो धूप से मॉइस्चर ऊपर उड़ेगा और कन्वेक्शनल रेनफॉल भी हो सकती है. आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि नहीं होगी. राकेश, इज इट क्लियर? इज इट क्लियर राकेश? Convectional rainfall may also take place, but mostly the monsoonal rainfall is orographic. अब देखो, now think about this way, this is Mumbai, this is Pune, ठीक है. बारिश, बादल आए, मोस्ट ऑफ द बादल यहां बरस गए और फिर ये बादल क्रॉस करके नीचे की तरफ आते हैं. जब ये बादल नीचे की तरफ आते हैं, so they start warming again, right? They have crossed the mountain, they have crossed the Western Ghats, now they are coming towards the other side of the mountain. So they start coming down, and when the wind comes down, it becomes warm, and warm air can hold more moisture, can hold more moisture. Because of this particular reason, there is lesser rainfall on this side of the mountain. So this side, जिस जो wind की तरफ फेस कर रहा है, this is called windward side, and this is called leeward side. Leeward side of the mountain is opposite the windward side. So maximum rainfall is there in the windward side, and the leeward side is receiving very less rainfall. जहां मुंबई साल में 200 सेंटीमीटर की बारिश रिकॉर्ड करता है, पुणे वहीं पे रिकॉर्ड करता है 100 से 110 सेंटीमीटर, एंड दे आर हार्डली few hundred kilometers away. So this is the impact that orographic rainfall या oros or you can say mountains have upon rainfall. ठीक है, चलिए अब मैं आपको पहले एयर मासेस के बारे में एक्सप्लेन करूंगा, but before that let us see the trend of global distribution of rainfall. All right, we are going to see the trends of global distribution of rainfall. Number 1, सबसे पहला ट्रेंड अगर आप देखते हैं, the first trend that you see, Dhruv says that the weather of Pune is better than Mumbai. ये perception है. Am I right? This is subjective thing. If you do not like Mumbai rains, you may enjoy Pune's weather, but I like Mumbai rains. So for me, Mumbai weather is better. हाँ, ये कह सकते हो कि moist wind परेशान करती है मुंबई में. In Mumbai, moisture is very much. ठीक है, वो जो moisture होता है ना, वो फिर थोड़ा जीना आराम करता है. देखो टेम्परेचर नहीं, ध्रुव, टेम्परेचर इज द रॉन्ग वर्ड यू आर यूजिंग, यू शुड यूज द वर्ड ह्यूमिडिटी. 30 degree temperature with humidity of 70% can make you feel 50 degrees Celsius. 35 degrees Celsius temperature with humidity 30% can only make you feel 38 degrees Celsius. This is the impact of humidity. Mumbai weather is not pleasant during the monsoon time because of the intense humidity. It has nothing to do with temperature. Pune is dry, that's right. All right, okay. So let us see the trends of global rainfall distribution. Let us see the trends of global rainfall distribution. So first general trend is that rainfall decreases in general when we move from equator to poles. True or false? Rainfall generally decreases when we move from equator to poles. True or false? Very good. It's true. True. The global rainfall decreases in general. The word is in general. When one moves from equator to poles. Second, between 30 to 35 degree north and 30 to 35 degrees south. Between these areas, the eastern margins of continents receive more rainfall. Between 30 to 35 degree north and 30 to 35 degrees south, the eastern margins of the continent receive more rainfall. True or false? जिन्होंने ट्रू बताया मेरे को रीजन बताएंगे. कैन यू टेल मी द रीजन व्हाई इज रेनफॉल मोर इन द ईस्टर्न मार्जिन्स ऑफ द कॉन्टिनेंट बिटवीन 30 to 35 डिग्री नॉर्थ एंड साउथ? वेरी गुड, ईस्टर्लीज. परफेक्ट. सो अगर आप देखें, लेट मी ड्रॉ दिस डायग्राम. दिस इज ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैंसर, दिस इज ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैप्रिकॉर्न. So let's say this is subtropical high pressure belt in northern hemisphere, and this is subtropical high pressure belt in southern hemisphere. So the direction, and this is your equatorial low pressure belt. So the direction of motion of the winds is northeast to southwest in northern hemisphere and southeast to northwest in southern hemisphere. So suppose karo there is a country located like this, all right, in northern hemisphere. So the wind direction is northeast to southwest. So when the wind is moving from northeast to southwest, ye sea hai, ye land hai. So moisture laden winds will cross the sea into the eastern margins. This is the eastern margin of the continent. This is the western margin of continent. So because the direction of the wind is easterlies, northeast to southwest, the onshore movement of winds is on the eastern margins. Onshore matlab samudra se land pe aa rahi hai. So the onshore movement of the wind is on the eastern margins, and that is why the eastern margins are going to receive more amount of rainfall between 30 to 35. All right, between 30 to 35. हाँ कह सकते हो that the trade winds become onshore on the eastern margins. On the eastern margins of the continent, what is the reason here? The reason is that eastern margins of the continent they experience onshore trade winds. They experience onshore trade winds, that is, trade winds move from sea to land on the eastern margins. This is the second trend. This is the second trend. All right. Now, if you look at the region between 35 to 60 degrees north and 35-degree north to, south to 60-degree south. All right, let us look at this region between subtropical high pressure belt and subpolar low pressure belt. The direction of motion of the wind is westerly. That is, the wind flows from southwest to northeast in northern hemisphere and northwest to southeast in southern hemisphere. So the direction, so if you see the third trend between 35-degree north and 60-degree north and 35-degree south and 60-degree south, the western margins of continent, the western margins of continent, they receive more rainfall. They receive more rainfall. What is the reason? What is the reason? Due to onshore westerlies on western coast, right? अगर वेस्टर्ली साउथ वेस्ट से नॉर्थ ईस्ट जा रही हैं समुद्र के ऊपर से, जब वो कॉन्टिनेंट में एंटर करेंगी तो वेस्टर्न मार्जिन्स पे एंटर करेगी. दैट इज व्हाई बिटवीन 35 डिग्री नॉर्थ एंड 60 डिग्री नॉर्थ, व्हिच इज द रीजन ऑफ वेस्टर्लीज, and 35 degree south and 60 degree south, which is again the region of westerlies, you will experience that the western margins of the continent will receive more rainfall due to onshore westerlies. All right, due to onshore westerlies on western coast. All right, ठीक है. So Meghna, let me explain it to you through a diagram. देखो, कंसिडर द टाइम, सपोज करो कि ये इक्वेटर है. ऑलराइट, ये इक्वेटर है. ड्यूरिंग द टाइम ऑफ विंटर्स, ड्यूरिंग विंटर्स इन इंडिया, द जनरल मोशन ऑफ द विंड इज दिस वे. ऑलराइट, ड्यूरिंग द विंटर्स इन इंडिया, this is the motion of the winds. These are trade winds. These are trade winds. This is northern hemisphere, right? So they travel from northeast to southwest. This is, I am talking about winters in India. Now Meghna, see here, जब ये winds बे ऑफ बंगाल के ऊपर से ट्रेवल करेंगी, so they will take up some moisture because these winds are traveling over the Bay of Bengal. They take up some moisture, and when they enter into the Coromandel coast, this is Coromandel coast. थोड़ा सा वेट करो, ये कल वाली क्लास में आपका इंडियन मॉनसून स्टार्ट हो जाएगा. सो कोरोमंडल कोस्ट जो है ये इंडिया के साउथ ईस्ट पोर्शन पे लोकेटेड है, विच इज नोन एज तमिलनाडु. ऑलराइट, so when these moisture laden winds enter into Coromandel coast, they experiences eastern ghats. They experience what is known as eastern ghats, and eastern ghats are the mountain ranges located on the eastern coast of India, and because of this reason, this plain, it experiences rainfall in the winters. यही हमने second point लिखा था कि between 35 degree north and 35 degree south, The motion of the winds is northeast to southwest in northern hemisphere and southeast to northwest in southern hemisphere. So it is the eastern margins of the continent that witness onshore winds from sea to land. These are onshore winds. So the eastern margins of the continent are more wet than any other part. Meghna, is it clear? All right, great. Similar logic applies to westerlies. Similar logic applies to westerlies. So this is the third parameter. Fourth parameter, or the fourth trend that you can witness. The fourth trend, rainfall decreases. Rainfall decreases from coast to interior areas. True or false? Rainfall generally decreases from coast to internal areas. True or false? Very good. It is true, right? So this is the fourth pattern. The fifth pattern, rainfall is more where mountain chains run parallel to the winds. True or false? Rainfall is more when mountain chains run parallel to the winds. Very good. Not even a wrong answer. It is wrong because it should not be parallel. It must be perpendicular. All right? That's right. So rainfall is more when mountain chains run perpendicular to the winds. These are the 5 trends that you will witness in global precipitation. Number 1, rainfall decreases from equator to poles. Generally, it has been witnessed. Second, rainfall decreases from coastal areas to the interior areas. Third, between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, or 30-35 degree north and 30-35 degree south, the eastern margins of the continent are wetter than any other part of the country, because the onshore movement of wind is on the eastern side of the continents. However, between 30 degree north and 60 degree north and 30 degree south and 60 degree south, because of the westerlies, the onshore movement of the wind is on the western margin of the continent, and the western coast receives more rainfall than any other part of the country. All right, so these are the global precipitation characteristics. अब यहाँ पे मैं आपको एक थोड़ा सा कंसेप्ट समझा देता हूँ about the deserts. ठीक है, डेजर्ट्स कहां पे लोकेटेड होते हैं मोस्टली? वेयर आर द डेजर्ट्स लोकेटेड? देखो, नॉर्थ पोल, इक्वेटर. अब देखो, हम सिर्फ एक हेमिस्फीयर की बात करता है. लेट्स नॉट टॉक अबाउट द सदर्न हेमिस्फीयर, बिकॉज सदर्न हेमिस्फीयर इज नथिंग बट इट इज द मिरर इमेज ऑफ द नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर. इक्वेटर पे हीटिंग की वजह से हवा ऊपर उठी. वेरी गुड, उठी. फिर यहां पे सफिशिएंटली ठंडी हो गई, जाने को कोई रास्ता नहीं था. आधी हवा साउथ चली गई, आधी हवा नॉर्थ आ गई. जब वो 30 डिग्री के आसपास पहुंचती है हवा, वो इतनी डेंस हो जाती है, इतनी ठंडी हो जाती है कि वो सिंक कर जाती है. आधी हवा फिर से इक्वेटर की तरफ चल देगी और आधी हवा चल देगी आपके पोल की तरफ. ठीक, पोल की हवा सिंक करती है नीचे बिकॉज देयर इज ट्रेमेंडस अमाउंट ऑफ chill, or you can say the cold temperature. So when this wind sink down, it has no way to go. It start moving towards equator. ये हवा जब इक्वेटर की तरफ मूव करती है तो इस हवा के साथ आते हुए यहां टकराती है. टकराने वाली हवा दोनों मिलके ऊपर उठ जाती है. कुछ हवा चली गई आपके पोल की तरफ, कुछ हवा चली गई आपके इक्वेटर की तरफ। ये बन गया आपका हेडली सेल, ये बन गया आपका फेरल सेल, और ये बन गया आपका पोलर सेल। क्लियर है पॉइंट? वी हैव ऑलरेडी डन इट, गुड। दिस इज इक्वेटोरियल लो प्रेशर रीजन। This is subtropical high pressure. This is subpolar low pressure region. And this is polar high pressure region. Is it clear? ठीक है। अब देखो, जब हवा ऊपर उठ रही है इक्वेटोरियल लो प्रेशर में, तो हवा कैसी हो रही है? ठंडी होती जा रही है। ठंडी होती जा रही है तो यहां प्रेसिपिटेशन होगी, कन्वेक्शनल रेनफॉल होगी। ऑलराइट, देयर विल बी कन्वेक्शनल रेनफॉल। लेकिन जब हवा ऊपर उठ रही है तो वो ठंडी होती है। दिस इज कॉल्ड एज एडियाबैटिक कूलिंग। बस नाम याद रखो, दिस इज नोन एज एडियाबैटिक कूलिंग। लेकिन जब हवा नीचे आती है तो हवा कूल डाउन होती है, वार्म अप होती है। When air comes down from higher areas to lower areas, it warms up. ये हवा जो आ रही है, हवा जो आ रही है, ये नीचे आने की वजह से वार्म हो रही है। वार्म हो रही है तो दोस्तों इसकी वाटर होल्डिंग कैपेसिटी बढ़ती है या कम होती है? आई एम हिज स्टूडेंट। वेरी गुड। वाटर होल्डिंग कैपेसिटी इंक्रीज होती है। तो अगर मान लो इस हवा में थोड़ा बहुत मॉइस्चर था भी, तो भी वो कंडेंस नहीं होगा, क्योंकि हवा की तो कैपेसिटी बढ़ गई मॉइस्चर एब्जॉर्ब करने की। सो द ट्रॉपिकल, सब ट्रॉपिकल हाई प्रेशर रीजन्स, subtropical high pressure regions are those regions that receive very less rainfall because the wind is subsiding down. When the wind subsides down, its water holding capacity goes up, and when its water holding capacity goes up, clear skies without any kind of cloud formation. अब बारिश नहीं होगी तो कहां पे डेजर्ट बनेगा? So most of the deserts, all right, most deserts you will find in the region that is called subtropical high pressure belt. Most deserts are found in this region called subtropical high pressure belt. ठीक है, इतना पॉइंट क्लियर है आपको? Is this clear to all that subtropical high pressure belts will witness many of the deserts? You can see Sahara desert, you can see Sahara desert, you can see Gobi desert, many deserts. You make a list of the deserts, you open your atlas and try to see the deserts. Many of the prominent deserts in the world are found in subtropical high pressure areas. ठीक है, चलिए यहां पे मैं, क्योंकि अब आपको मैंने डेजर्ट का बताना स्टार्ट कर दिया, तो मैं एक और पैरामीटर है जहां पे आपको डेजर्ट और मिलेंगे, बाद में इन दोनों को कंबाइन कर देंगे। होल्ड ऑन। ओके, सो द फर्स्ट रीजन्स वेयर यू आर गोइंग टू फाइंड डेजर्ट इज subtropical high pressure belts. ठीक है? Why? Because poor precipitation. Because of poor precipitation due to high pressure. Due to high pressure. अब देखो, सपोज करो ठीक है, क्या ये, व्हाट इज दिस? सब ट्रॉपिकल हाई प्रेशर बेल्ट पे है वो, ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैंसर से 10-15 डिग्री ऊपर है, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता। वेरी गुड, इट इज साउथ अमेरिका, इट इज साउथ अमेरिका। ठीक है, इट इज साउथ अमेरिका। होल्ड ऑन होल्ड ऑन होल्ड ऑन। कैप्टन अमेरिका, गोबी डेजर्ट इज इन द सब ट्रॉपिकल हाई प्रेशर बेल्ट रीजन, 40-45 डिग्री के आसपास है। चलो देखिए, नाउ दिस इज साउथ अमेरिका। साउथ अमेरिका के जो वेस्टर्न कोस्ट है, जो साउथ अमेरिका का वेस्टर्न कोस्ट है, उस कोस्ट के वहां पास, दिस इज नीचे एंटार्क्टिका है, दिस इज एंटार्क्टिका, और एंटार्क्टिका के चारों तरफ एक ठंडी पानी की नदी चलती है. ऑलराइट, देयर इज अ कंटिन्यूअस फ्लो ऑफ कोल्ड वाटर around Antarctica, which is known as the west wind drift. This is known as west wind drift. West wind drift is nothing but it is a huge volume of cold water that flows above Antarctica. ये जो कोल्ड वाटर का एक हिस्सा यहां से टूट के इस तरीके से जाता है along the coast of South America. What is the nature of this water? The nature of this water is cold. Do you agree? The nature of this water will be cold because it is coming from the Antarctican region. Good. अब सपोज करिए दोस्तों कि यहां पे विंड चल रही है. The wind is coming like this. The wind is coming like this. All right? When the wind is coming like this, you will witness that because of this cold water, the wind become cold. And when the wind become cold, it cannot absorb water, it cannot absorb moisture despite it is traveling on ocean. This wind is traveling on the sea. Despite it is traveling on the sea, it do not absorb water. Why? Because of this cold water current. So भले ही यहाँ पे onshore wind है, there will be no rainfall. Even if there is an onshore wind, there will be no rainfall because of the cold water current. Because of this cold water, the wind become cold, and cold wind do not absorb moisture. So सूखी हवा आई, सूखी हवा ओशन से एंटर करती है कॉन्टिनेंट के अंदर. तो चाहे कितने ही बड़े पहाड़ खड़े कर दो, सूखी हवा के पास है ही नहीं कुछ देने को. So वो चुपचाप चढ़ के उतर जाएगी without even causing any kind of rainfall. Atacama Desert. Am I right? Atacama Desert. Similarly, अगर आप अफ्रीका देखो, all right, यहाँ पे अफ्रीका located है like this. There is अफ्रीका. अफ्रीका में भी यही चीज हो रही है. बेंगोलिन करंट आता है ऊपर, which is cold water current. यहां पे आपको नामिब डेजर्ट मिलेगा. नामिब डेजर्ट. You go at your home and you try to, yes, it does happen. It does happen. This is Atacama, 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 Namib, Namib. You go and you open your computer. Where will you go? You are at your home. You will not go anywhere. Do not do this right now, but you may look at after the class. Try to look at the coast of Namibia, and you will find कि इधर ओशन है और ओशन से जस्ट इधर सैंड ड्यून्स हैं. It's a beautiful landscape. Ocean, blue ocean this side, and after that there is sand dunes that start. Why? Because the wind is cold. It does not cause any kind of precipitation. All right? Is this point clear, everyone? So deserts are formed either in the subtropical high pressure belt or on the coastal areas adjacent to cold water currents. So you will find deserts either in the subtropical high pressure belt area, or you will find deserts in coastal areas adjacent to cold water currents. और अगर ये दोनों एक जगह प्रेजेंट है तो सुनने पे सुहागे वाली बात है? फिर तो डेजर्ट का भी डेजर्ट बन जाएगा. ऑलराइट, ठीक है. सो दिस इज द रीजन फॉर deserts to occur on the coastal areas adjacent to cold water current and areas of subtropical high pressure belt. चलिए, now we have to discuss air masses. Air masses discuss करने के बाद मैं आपको frontal rainfall समझाऊंगा. So let's learn about air masses. ठीक है, कौन सा ओशन है ये? व्हाट इज दिस ओशन? Atlantic. Good, 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 good. Artificial rainfall cloud seeding relevant, sir? Yes, it relevant in the sense कि artificial rainfall कैसे करवाई जाती है वो आपको थोड़ा सा पता होना चाहिए. You can read about it. All right. Science and tech में there is a section of cloud seeding. So सर ने आपको करवाया हुआ शायद वरुण सर ने. Second, it should be costly affair, but it may be used during huge forest fire. Agreed. It was learned that China stopped rainfall during Olympic by firing a missile. Wondering how? देखो, what China did, China ने ओलंपिक से पहले उस एरिया में जितनी बारिश चाहिए थी सारी करवा दी. How did it they do? They shoot out some kind of mechanism that spread silver iodide in the atmosphere. Silver iodide is a very good hygroscopic nuclei. Silver iodide provides surface to moisture to bind, such that it resulted into heavy rainfall. So this is a mechanism called cloud seeding. You make artificial clouds and make rainfall happen so that moisture reduces, and Olympic ke time China has done it. But it is not advised. It is not advised because you are playing with nature. All right, Sarpreet sir, it's not advised because you are altering the natural phenomena. चलिए, ठीक है. This is Atlantic. Atlantic Ocean. This is Atlantic Ocean. Northern Atlantic. This is Southern Atlantic. All right. This is Northern Pacific. This is Southern Pacific. देखो, basically what happened when a large parcel of air is over a continuous plain area. When a large parcel of air is on a continuous area such that large parcel of air acquire the characteristic feature of that particular area, then you call the parcel of air as air mass. Now we are talking about air masses. Air masses are nothing but these are the large parcel of air that occupy a homogeneous area of large expanse, such that the air acquire the characteristic feature of the homogeneous area it occupy. Suppose करिए, let's say this is Tropic of Capricorn, Cancer. Let's say this is equator. ठीक है, this is tropical Pacific Ocean. This will be warm. The tropical Pacific Ocean will be warm. So if there is a large parcel of air that is occupying this region, this parcel of air will acquire the characteristics of Southern Pacific Ocean or the tropical Pacific Ocean. Let's not call it Southern, let's call it tropical Pacific Ocean. So this is what an air mass will be called. So air mass is a large parcel of air. Think about this way. This is air mass. This large parcel of air is over a continuous homogeneous area. So this tropical Pacific is very large. Because of its large expanse, this air parcel acquire the characteristic features of the tropical Pacific, and this will be called as air mass. So air mass is a large parcel of air that has homogeneous temperature and homogeneous humidity. Air mass is a large parcel of air which is continuous and that has homogeneous temperature and homogeneous humidity, similar to the area it occupies. Similar to the area it occupies. This is known as air mass. Do you get this point? What is an air mass? Air mass is a large parcel of air that occupy a large homogeneous area such that the air parcel acquires the characteristic features of that particular area that it occupies. Since the area is homogeneous, the air parcel will also become homogeneous in terms of temperature and humidity. अब सपोज करो कि दिस इज रीजन ऑफ कैनेडा, वेरी लार्ज रीजन, कोल्ड रीजन. So the air mass that will be, air parcel that will be over Canada, it will acquire the characteristics of the Canadian landscape. Similarly, North Atlantic, tropical Atlantic, South Atlantic, similarly African region, वैसे ही Siberian region की अपनी अलग air mass हो जाएगी. So air mass is nothing. All right, air mass is nothing but it is a huge volume of air that occupy a continuous area with homogeneous characteristics. Because this area has homogeneous characteristics, the air parcel which is over this area, it also acquire the same characteristics as that of the area it occupies. अगर ये ट्रॉपिकल रीजन में ओशन है तो एयर का टेम्परेचर वार्म होगा और ह्यूमिडिटी हाई होगी, बिकॉज इट इज ट्रॉपिकल रीजन एंड इट इज ओशन. अगर यहीं पे इट इज ट्रॉपिकल रीजन बट इट इज नॉट ओशन, इट इज लैंड, सो इट विल बी कॉन्टिनेंटल ट्रॉपिकल एयर मास. सो एयर मास, आई एम अगेन रिपीटिंग द डेफिनेशन. एयर मास एक बहुत बड़ा पार्सल है एयर का, बहुत बड़ा मतलब हजारों किलोमीटर लंबा चौड़ा, विच इज हैविंग होमोजीनियस सिमिलर टेम्परेचर एंड ह्यूमिडिटी कंडीशन. व्हाई? बिकॉज द एरिया इट ऑक्यूपाई, इट इज होमोजीनियस. द एरिया इट ऑक्यूपाई, इट इज होमोजीनियस and it acquired the characteristics of the area it occupies. I hope it is clear now. I hope. So then frontal rainfall इसके बाद एक्सप्लेन करूंगा, पहले एयर मास आपको समझ में आना चाहिए. All right, great. चलिए, now जो एरिया एयर मास ऑक्यूपाई करता है, यानी कि जिस एरिया से एयर मास अपना कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स एब्जॉर्ब करता है, उस एरिया को बोलते हैं सोर्स एरिया. द एरिया फ्रॉम वेयर एन एयर मास ऑक्यूपाई, और सो व्हाट इज सोर्स एरिया? Source area is the area from where air mass acquire its characteristics. All right? जैसे ये साउथ अमेरिका था, यहां पे अटलांटिक था, तो ये जो एयर मास है इसने अपने कैरेक्टरिस्टिक कहां से एक्वायर करी है? सदर्न अटलांटिक से. So southern Atlantic will become the source area for this air mass. All right. So source area is the area from where air mass acquire its characteristics. This source area is large and having homogeneous condition. This source area is large area with homogeneous conditions. Homogeneous conditions. Because this air mass is over this source area with homogeneous conditions, the air mass also has homogeneous conditions. All right, the air mass also has homogeneous conditions. That is, it will have similar temperature throughout and it will have similar humidity throughout. It will have similar temperature throughout and it will have similar humidity throughout. Pooja, we assume that the movement of this air mass is very limited. You can consider it to be stagnant or static. You have to consider, suppose if this air mass is over Pacific Ocean, it is thousands kilometer long. So अगर हवा चल भी रही है, alright, अगर हवा थोड़ी बहुत चल भी रही है, so it is not going to make the entire air mass shift away from Pacific Ocean. It remains over there for a long period of time. Sandeep, they will be given in your sheet. Yes, that's right, Avijit. In thousands of kilometers, you will experience similar temperature and similar humidity condition. अब देखो, think about this way. जो ये मॉनसून विंड्स हमारी कंट्री में एंटर करती हैं इंडियन ओशन से, ये पूरे देश में हाई ह्यूमिडिटी कंडीशंस ले आती हैं. पूरे देश में there will be high humidity conditions. It is a kind of air mass. Monsoon wind is a kind of air mass. It was there in southern Indian Ocean, which was warm. And because it was over the ocean, it became humid. So what are monsoon winds? Monsoon winds are warm and humid winds that enter from the sea into what is known as the peninsular India. And then पूरे इंडिया में हाई ह्यूमिडिटी, हाई टेम्परेचर कंडीशंस होती हैं या नहीं होती? होती हैं. राइट? Is it clear, Abhijit? Perfect. All right. Mandeep, exceptions हैं. These are exceptions, not generalizations. These are exceptions. All right. Generally, you दो तीन जगह आपको थोड़ा बहुत ऊपर नीचे हो जाएगा, but mostly in India you will see high humid and temperature conditions. चलिए. Now, based on the source region, so air mass की जो, because air mass acquire their conditions from the source region, naming of air mass, the naming of air masses, all right, the naming of air masses is because of the source region. So air masses can be located at two places. All right, air masses can be located either on oceans or on continents, and they will be located either in the tropical region or they will be located in the polar region. So location in tropical and polar region will determine the temperature of the air mass, and location over oceans or continents will determine the humidity of air mass. Do you agree? The air mass nomenclature will be coming from the source region. Source region could be ocean or it can be continent. It can be ocean in tropical region. It can be ocean in polar region. It can be continent in tropical region. It can be continent in polar region. These are nothing but, these are the different type of air mass. The air mass which is over the ocean will be called maritime. And the air mass which will be over the continent will be called continental. The air mass over the tropics will be called tropical, and the air mass over the poles will be called polar. Now we will do the permutation combination. So the type of air masses will be maritime tropical, maritime tropical. That is the air mass which is located over the ocean in the tropical regions. There will be maritime polar. That is the air masses located above the oceans in the polar regions. There will be continental tropical. That is the air masses located over the continents in the tropical regions. And then there will be continental polar. that is the air masses located over the continents in the polar region. All right, I hope it is clear to all. कोई बचा हमारा? कॉन्टिनेंटल ट्रॉपिकल, कॉन्टिनेंटल पोलर, मेरीटाइम ट्रॉपिकल, मेरीटाइम पोलर. ठीक है. All right, and one last type of air mass, that is the air mass located over the Antarctic, that is known as continental Arctic. कॉन्टिनेंटल आर्कटिक एयर मास, जो आपके एंटार्क्टिका और आर्कटिक सर्कल के ऊपर मिलती है. कॉन्टिनेंटल आर्कटिक इज द नेम गिवन टू द एयर मास which is located all right, which is located over Antarctica continent. We name them because they determine the characteristic feature or weather or climatic conditions. We have to have the knowledge of air masses because we have to understand temperate cyclones, we have to understand frontal rainfall. वो without air masses नहीं पता चलेगा. All right, Gurdeep. So these are different type of air masses. इनको इस तरीके से nomenclature करते हैं. इनका nomenclature इस तरीके से है. This is maritime tropical. This is maritime polar. This is continental tropical. This is continental polar. And this is continental Arctic. These are the 5 broad types of air masses. These are the 5 broad types of air masses. Yes, you have to say continental Arctic for Antarctica as well as Arctic Circle. All right. Hold on. So these air masses determine weather conditions of any place. Bilkul, yes. Weather and climate both. Yes, climate is nothing but it is weather over a long period of time. All right, let me share the screen with you all. All right, everyone, see. If you can see in the screen, this is convectional rainfall. This is convectional rainfall. ये देखो, this is land surface or the sea heated by sun. Because of this, the moisture rises above along with the wind. All right, so the warm wind becomes cool down. When it cools down, it results into formation of cumulonimbus clouds. When it cools down, it results into formation of cumulonimbus clouds, and this kind of rainfall that occurs, it is known as convectional rainfall. It is known as convectional rainfall. This is orographic rainfall. In the orographic rainfall, the wind is moving towards the mountain. It is moisture containing wind. It rises up. It results into condensation of water vapor, and it falls on the ground in the form of rain. It falls on the ground in the form of rain. रुको गुरदीप, अभी आपको मैं इमेज के साथ एक्सप्लेन करता हूं, होल्ड करो. ये फ्रंटल रेनफॉल मैं अभी आपको थोड़ी देर में एक्सप्लेन करूंगा. सो वी आर अवॉइडिंग फ्रंटल रेनफॉल एज ऑफ नाउ. दिस फ्रंटल रेनफॉल, साइक्लोनिक रेनफॉल, आई विल हेल्प यू अंडरस्टैंड सून. अब देखो, नाउ सी दिस, ये जो येलो रीजन है, दिस येलो रीजन इज द रीजन ऑफ इनफ्रीक्वेंट रेन, यानी यहाँ पे रेन बहुत कम है. ये देखो, दिस इज रेनफॉल लेस एरिया. ये सहारा डेजर्ट, थार डेजर्ट, गोबी डेजर्ट, ऑलराइट. साउथ में दिस इज ऑस्ट्रेलियन डेजर्ट, दिस इज कालाहारी डेजर्ट, ऑलराइट. दिस इज एटाकामा डेजर्ट. All these are located at subtropical high pressure belt areas. All these are located in the subtropical high pressure belt areas, north and south. All right. We discussed these things just few minutes ago, that in the subtropical high pressure areas, you will find deserts. All right. और अगर आप ये image देखेंगे, if you will pay attention to the image, so मैं कोल्ड वाटर करंट मार्क करूंगा. आई विल मार्क डाउन द कोल्ड वाटर करंट एंड यू विल रियलाइज दैट जहां जहां पे कोल्ड वाटर करंट होता है वहां पे भी आपको उसके एडजेसेंट साइड भी क्या देखने को मिलेगा, यू विल विटनेस डेजर्ट्स. यहां पे कोल्ड वाटर करंट है, यहां पे कोल्ड वाटर करंट है, राइट. यहां पे कोल्ड वाटर करंट है, राइट. देन यहां पे कोल्ड वाटर करंट है एंड ये ग्रेट वेस्टर्न डेजर्ट है. दिस इज एटाकामा डेजर्ट, ऑलराइट. दिस इज कालाहारी डेजर्ट, दिस इज ग्रेट ऑस्ट्रेलियन डेजर्ट. these are due to cold water currents. These are due to subtropical high pressure areas. All right, so this justifies the fact that why do we have so many deserts either on the western margins of the continent, क्योंकि western margins पे cold water currents होता है, नंबर एक. And why do we have so many deserts on the subtropical region? Because of high pressure. That justifies everything. This is the trend of rainfall. Let's go ahead. अब देखिए, ये air masses हैं. Air masses are nothing but, all right, air masses are nothing but they are the large parcel of air that are there on a homogeneous area, राइट. ये जैसे ये ग्रीन वाला आप देख रहे हो, दिस ग्रीन वाला एयर मास इज ओवर अ ओशन इन ट्रॉपिकल रीजन, ऑलराइट. ये ग्रे वाला आप देखो, दिस ग्रे एयर मास इज ऑन कॉन्टिनेंट इन ट्रॉपिकल रीजन. ये कनाडा वाला देखो, इट इज कॉन्टिनेंट इन पोलर रीजन, राइट. ये फिर ये अटलांटिक ओशन वाला देखो, इट इज मैरीटाइम इन ट्रॉपिकल रीजन. ये नॉर्दर्न अटलांटिक वाला देखो, दिस इज मैरीटाइम इन पोलर रीजन. दिस इज हाउ यू नेम एयर मासेस. यू नेम एयर मासेस based on the source area. All right, why? Because the air masses obtain majority of their characteristics from the source area. The air masses obtain majority of their characteristics from the source area. Like for example, अगर आप Antarctic circle पे चले जाओ, all right, if you go to Antarctic circle or you go to Arctic, you go to Arctic or you go to Antarctic, this will be कॉन्टिनेंटल आर्कटिक एयर मास. ये पोलर रीजन में ओशन है, तो इट इज मैरीटाइम पोलर. ये पोलर रीजन में, सॉरी ट्रॉपिकल रीजन में ओशन है, पैसिफिक ओशन है, सो इट इज मैरीटाइम ट्रॉपिकल. ये ट्रॉपिकल रीजन में कॉन्टिनेंट के ऊपर है, सो इट इज कॉन्टिनेंटल ट्रॉपिकल, राइट. और ये ट्रॉपिकल अटलांटिक ओशन में है, सो इट इज मैरीटाइम ट्रॉपिकल. ये पोलर रीजन में जो अटलांटिक ओशन है उसके ऊपर है, सो इट इज मैरीटाइम polar. This is how you go for naming the air masses. अब देखो, यहां पे देखो, आप थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे दो तीन एडिशनल नाम आ जाएंगे, तो घबराने का नहीं, समझने का है, ठीक है. अब देखो, this is in the tropical region over Pacific Ocean, so it is maritime tropical. This is in Pacific Ocean in the polar region, it is maritime polar. This is कॉन्टिनेंटल एरिया इन द ट्रॉपिकल रीजन, दिस इज कॉन्टिनेंटल ट्रॉपिकल. कनाडा के ऊपर दिस इज कॉन्टिनेंटल पोलर. एंड बिकॉज देयर इज ओवरलैपिंग विद द आर्कटिक सर्कल, इट इज कॉन्टिनेंटल आर्कटिक. ऑलराइट, दिस इज हाउ यू गो फॉर नेमिंग द एयर मासेस. इज दिस पॉइंट क्लियर? Is naming of the air masses and what are air masses clear to all of you? If it is clear, please type yes. Sir, at Great Western Desert, what is the source of cold currents? Okay, Prince, ये वैसे मैं आपको ओशन करंट्स में बता दूंगा, बट होल्ड करो. बेसिकली क्या होता है कि सिंस यू आस्क्ड, आई एम टेलिंग यू हियर, जो ग्रेट वेस्टर्न डेजर्ट है, on the western margin of United States of America, there is a cold water current that comes from Alaska. All right, there's a cold water current that comes from Alaska along the Californian coast. This result into the Great Western Desert. Is this point clear, Prince? All right, great. All right. ME, हिपुदमन, ME stands for Maritime Equatorial. ये एक एडिशनल बना दिया इन्होंने ट्रॉपिकल का, और कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. दिस इज मैरीटाइम इक्वेटोरियल. वन मोर एडिशन कर दो अपने नोट्स में, मैरीटाइम इक्वेटोरियल. दैट्स इट. जो ओशन के ऊपर इक्वेटोरियल रीजन में मिलेगा, दैट इज कॉल्ड मैरीटाइम इक्वेटोरियल. सो लेट्स ऐड द फिफ्थ वन. इट इज मैरीटाइम इक्वेटोरियल, which is very much similar to maritime tropical. So it is ME. Is this point clear to all? चलिए, let's go ahead. अब मुझे आपको फ्रंट समझाना है. फ्रंट्स के बाद में आपको then I will teach you. After fronts, we will discuss frontal rainfall, and then I will take you to cyclones. Then I will take you to cyclones. आज चक्रवात इंट्रोड्यूस कर देंगे हम, ताकि मंडे को हम सीधा इंडियन क्लाइमेटोलॉजी पे आ जाएं. आफ्टर दैट विल बी डूइंग ओशंस. ठीक है, चलिए अब देखो. कहाँ लेके चलूं मैं आपको? नॉर्थ अमेरिका ही चलते हैं. लेट्स गो टू नॉर्थ अमेरिका अगेन. ठीक है. नाउ दिस इज कॉन्टिनेंटल ट्रॉपिकल एयर मास, और ये कनाडा वाला है कॉन्टिनेंटल पोलर. क्योंकि वहां पे समीक्षा कॉन्टिनेंटल इक्वेटोरियल इज सिमिलर टू कॉन्टिनेंटल ट्रॉपिकल. दैट्स इट. इसीलिए मैं बोल रहा हूं कि मैरीटाइम इक्वेटोरियल इज नथिंग डिफरेंट फ्रॉम मैरीटाइम ट्रॉपिकल. बस वो उस डायग्राम में एडिशनल दे दिया तो हमने लिख दिया. दैट्स इट. यू कैन ट्रीट इट एज सेम. ठीक है, चलिए. सो दिस इज कॉन्टिनेंटल ट्रॉपिकल एयर मास एंड दिस इज कॉन्टिनेंटल पोलर एयर मास. ठीक है. सो बेसिकली क्या है, ये एयर मास अगर नॉर्थ की तरफ मूव करता है और ये एयर मास अगर साउथ की तरफ मूव करता है तो क्या होगा? यू विल एक्सपीरियंस, सपोज दिस इज नॉर्थ एंड दिस इज साउथ. ऑलराइट, दिस इज कॉन्टिनेंटल पोलर, दिस इज कॉन्टिनेंटल ट्रॉपिकल. ऑलराइट, this is called front. This is called front. When the two air masses of different characteristics, they come and stand side by side, एक दूसरे को आंखें दिखा के खड़े हो जाते हैं, this situation is called front. This situation is called front. What is front? Front is nothing but it is the boundary that separate two different air masses. In this case, this represents a front. Do you get the meaning of front? Yes, that's right, Dr. Samiksha. So front is nothing but when two air masses come and stand side by side. अब देखो, if the cold air mass is advancing and the warm air mass is stationary, if the cold air mass is advancing and the warm air mass is stationary, this kind of air mass is called cold front. This kind of front is called cold front. When cold air will advance and the warm air is stationary, this front will be called cold front. Warm front is opposite. when the cold air mass is stationary and the warm air advances towards the warm air, that is warm air advances towards the cold air, that is called warm front. All right, so when cold air mass advance, it is called cold front, and when warm air mass advance, it is called warm front. Is this clear? और जब ये दोनों एक दूसरे को सामने खड़े हो जाते हैं, when these two air masses come and stand face to face each other, that is called stationary front. This is called stationary front. In stationary front, none of the air mass is moving towards each other. They are just standing facing each other. That is stationary front. When the cold air mass advance and the warm air is stationary, it is called cold front. And when the warm air mass advance and the cold air mass remains stationary, it is called warm front. कोल्ड एयर मास एडवांस करेगी कोल्ड फ्रंट, वार्म एयर मास एडवांस करेगी वार्म फ्रंट, और जब दोनों खड़े हैं दैट इज कॉल्ड स्टेशनरी फ्रंट. सो आई हैव टोल्ड यू थ्री टाइप्स ऑफ फ्रंट्स. आई हैव टोल्ड यू थ्री टाइप्स ऑफ फ्रंट्स. इन स्टेशनरी फ्रंट देयर इज नो रेनफॉल. In stationary front there is generally no rainfall, but in case of cold air mass, in case of cold front and warm front, if moisture is there, it will result into rainfall, and the rainfall that will be taking place, it is known as frontal rainfall. It is frontal rainfall. So in stationary front there is no rainfall generally, but in case of cold front and warm front there happen to be having a rainfall, and this rainfall is called frontal rainfall. So let us see how rainfall occur in cold front and warm front. That will mark the end of frontal rainfall. Think about a stationary front. Think about a stationary front. This is cold air mass. This is warm air mass. Now, अगर मॉइस्चर होगा तो बारिश होगी. अब मॉइस्चर इन दोनों एयर मासेस में किस में होगा? Where will moisture be? Cold air mass or warm air mass? Generally moisture कहां पे होगा? Very good. So let's consider that this particular air has moisture. ठीक है, let's assume. Now suppose करो first condition देखते हैं हम cold front की. First condition is cold front. अब cold front में कौन सा air mass पहले चलेगा? Cold front में कौन सा air mass पहले चलेगा? Cold या warm? Very good. It will be the cold air mass that will move ahead. It will be the cold air mass that will move ahead. Now, cold air mass और warm air mass में heavy कौन सा है? Which one is heavier? Cold air mass or warm air mass? Very good. Cold air mass is heavier because cold air is dense, warm air is light. तो cold air mass जब चलेगा आगे की तरफ, so what will happen? What is going to happen? What will happen? It will result into sudden upliftment of warm moist air over the cold air. It will result into sudden upliftment of warm moist air. और cold air का shape steep होता है. Cold front, this is cold front. When this is cold front, the shape of the cold front is always like this. So when this wind will move, when this wind will move towards the warm air, it will quickly uplift the warm moist air above it. तो जब ये अपलिफ्ट करती है तो घने बादल होते हैं और फिर घनन घनन फिर घनन घनन क्या होगी? बारिश. This kind of rainfall, this is known as frontal rainfall. This is known as frontal rainfall. It will be heavy rainfall. कोल्ड एयर फ्रंट में हेवी रेनफॉल होता है. In cold front, there will be heavy rainfall because the shape of the cold front is like this, and the warm air is made to quickly rise up. और जितना ज्यादा क्विकली राइज करेगी उतने ही घने क्यूमुलोनिम्बस क्लाउड्स बनेंगे और उतने ही जोर की बरखा होगी. So cold front generally have heavy rainfall, and it happened because the cold front uplifts the warm air above, which result into sudden adiabatic cooling, sudden development of cumulonimbus clouds, and there is sudden downpour. So type of clouds that form are cumulonimbus. Cumulonimbus. ऐसे clouds बनते हैं mushroom type clouds. All right, and they result into sudden downpour of heavy rainfall. This is cold front rainfall. This is cold front rainfall. Is this point clear to all? Is the cold front rainfall clear to all? Good. Now, ये याद रखना, कोल्ड फ्रंट में क्यूमुलोनिम्बस क्लाउड्स बनते हैं और हैवी रेनफॉल होती है. अब हम चलते हैं वार्म फ्रंट की तरफ. Now we will see warm front. जो वार्म फ्रंट होता है, ठीक है, सो अभी मैंने आपको कोल्ड फ्रंट बताया. कोल्ड फ्रंट इज लाइक दिस. दिस इज कोल्ड एयर and this is warm air. Cold air is advancing, there are clouds, and there is heavy rainfall. This is cold front rainfall. Cold front rainfall, which is heavy, and the clouds formed are cumulonimbus. Now let us see warm front. In the warm front, it is the warm air that advances the cold air. क्योंकि हम देखो, पता है मेघना, कोल्ड एयर भी मूव कर सकती है, वार्म एयर भी मूव कर सकती है. अगर कोल्ड एयर एडवांस कर रही है तो वहां पे कोल्ड फ्रंट बनेगा, और अगर वार्म एयर मूव कर रही है तो वहां पे वार्म फ्रंट बनेगा. शेप ऑफ वार्म फ्रंट इज लाइक दिस. दिस इज द शेप ऑफ वार्म फ्रंट. दिस इज कोल्ड एयर and this is warm air, and warm air is advancing. तो जब warm air advance करती है तो warm air gently धीरे 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 cold air के ऊपर चढ़ती है. जब cold air advance करती है तो फटाक से warm air को uplift कर देती है. लेकिन जब warm air advance होती है तो warm front बनता है. warm front जब बनेगा तो warm air gently 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 ऊपर चढ़ रही है. तो जब हवा जेंटली ऊपर चढ़ती है और जब हवा एकदम से ऊपर चढ़ती है, तो जब एकदम से ऊपर चढ़ेगी तो क्यूमुलोनिम्बस क्लाउड्स बनेंगे और बहुत ही हैवी रेनफॉल होगी. लेकिन जब वार्म एयर मूव करती है तो बहुत लंबे एरिया में स्ट्रेटोनिम्बस क्लाउड्स बनते हैं. बहुत ही लंबे एरिया में स्ट्रेटोनिम्बस क्लाउड्स बनते हैं और बहुत लंबे एरिया में रेनफॉल होती है. कंटिन्यूअस but not heavy. All right, this is warm front rainfall, which is continuous but not heavy, and the type of clouds are stratonimbus. The type of clouds are stratonimbus. This type of rainfall is known as नहीं जेंटल स्नो. देखो ये जेंटली ऊपर जा रहा है ना, यहाँ पे सडनली ऊपर जा रहा है. यहाँ पे स्टीप स्लोप है, इसलिए क्यूमुलोनिम्बस क्लाउड्स बनते हैं और बहुत हैवी रेनफॉल होती है, लेकिन यहाँ पे हवा जेंटली ऊपर जा रही है ना। देखो वार्म एयर है, वार्म एयर बोली मैं तो कोल्ड एयर पे, सॉरी कोल्ड एयर चल रही है, कोल्ड एयर हैवी है, वो बोली मैं तो ऊपर चढ़ूंगी ही नहीं, तो उसने क्या करा, वार्म एयर को अपने ऊपर उठा लिया, ठीक है। इसीलिए शेप ऐसा है, क्यों? बिकॉज इट इज फाइंडिंग फ्रिक्शन टू मूव अहेड, इट इज हैवी, इट हैज टू अपलिफ्ट द एयर। लेकिन यहाँ पे वार्म एयर कोल्ड फ्रंट की तरफ चल रही है, तो वार्म एयर धीरे 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 कोल्ड एयर के ऊपर चढ़ जाएगी, so there will be gentle condensation, therefore it result into formation of long stretch of cumulonimbus clouds which are known as stratonimbus clouds. I hope it is clear to all. Yes Prince, that's right, you can say so, you can say so. Yes Pooja, that's right. So the rainfall will be heavy, but it will be short duration. The warm front rainfall will be continuous, but not heavy, but for long duration. Long duration. This is called frontal rainfall. यस भूपिंदर, दोनों केस में वार्म एयर ही ऊपर जाएगी, बिकॉज वार्म एयर इज लाइट, cold air is dense. You cannot uplift the cold air, you will violate the principle of physics or nature in this case. So do these front happen area wise, specific to certain areas, or it may happen, no, they are specific to certain areas Sandeep, they are very specific to certain areas. अब देखो, अब देखना, दिस इज इक्वेटोरियल लो प्रेशर बेल्ट, यहां पे किस तरह की बारिश होती है जल्दी बताओ। What kind of rainfall happen at equatorial low pressure belts? What kind of rainfall happen at equatorial low pressure belt? Very good, convectional. Convectional rainfall, very good. What kind of rainfall happen at subtropical high pressure belts? Jaldi batao. What kind of rainfall happen at subtropical high pressure belts? Quickly. नीति says orographic, कैप्टन अमेरिका orographic, वेरी गुड। और बता दो, और बताओ, सब ट्रॉपिकल हाई प्रेशर बेल्ट पे कौन सी बारिश होती है? ये हुई ना बात परम मेघनाथ, करेक्ट, नो रेन। भैया ये हाई प्रेशर बेल्ट है, हाई प्रेशर बेल्ट पे बारिश नहीं होती क्योंकि हवा ऊपर से नीचे सिंक करती है, सो ये ड्राई रीजन है, दिस इज ड्राई, ऑलराइट। दिस इज equatorial low pressure belt, this is subtropical high pressure belt, this is subtropical high pressure belt। यहां पे कन्वेक्शनल रेनफॉल है। अब आ जाओ सब पोलर लो प्रेशर बेल्ट में। सब पोलर लो प्रेशर बेल्ट में पोलर एरिया से ठंडी हवा आएगी और जो आपका सब ट्रॉपिकल रीजन है उससे वार्म एयर जाएगी, ठंडे एरिया से कोल्ड एयर आएगी और सब ट्रॉपिकल एरिया से वार्म एयर जाएगी। ये जो सब पोलर लो प्रेशर बेल्ट होती है, यहां पे जो बारिश होती है इट इज फ्रंटल, इट इज मोस्टली फ्रंटल। इज दिस पॉइंट क्लियर? एंड देन अगेन नॉर्थ पोल इज ड्राई बिकॉज ऑफ हाई प्रेशर एंड साउथ पोल इज ड्राई बिकॉज ऑफ हाई प्रेशर। इज इट क्लियर टू ऑल? चलिए, नाइस, ठीक है, ठीक है। All right, everyone. So, at equatorial low pressure belt, you will have convectional rainfall. At subpolar low pressure belt, in north and southern hemisphere, you will have frontal rainfall. At subtropical high pressure belt and polar high, there will be no rainfall. There will not be any rainfall. With this, we conclude the topic of frontal rainfall. Now we have to look into cyclones, chakravats. So let's look into cyclones. चलो ठीक है। साइक्लोन्स, इट्स अ लॉन्ग टॉपिक क्योंकि दो तरह के साइक्लोन्स हमें देखने हैं। ट्रॉपिकल साइक्लोन्स एंड सब ट्रॉपिकल साइक्लोन्स। तो एक काम करते हैं, इसको हम मंडे को स्टार्ट करते हैं, ठीक है। टुडे आई एम आल्सो क्वाइट टायर्ड एंड आई हैव गॉट अ कपल ऑफ रिक्वेस्ट टू बिगिन इट ऑन मंडे। सो वी विल डिस्कस साइक्लोन्स ऑन मंडे एंड विद दिस वी विल एंटर इनटू इंडियन क्लाइमेटोलॉजी। इंडियन क्लाइमेटोलॉजी सिंपल है, नॉट दैट मच, सिर्फ याद करने वाली चीजें हैं। एंड आफ्टर दैट वी विल एंटर इनटू ओशनोग्राफी, ठीक है। ऑलराइट, सैचुरेशन लेवल अचीव्ड फॉर टुडे। मुनीश, सब ट्रॉपिकल साइक्लोन्स, एक्स्ट्रा ट्रॉपिकल साइक्लोन्स करवाऊंगा, तब मैं आपको ओक्लूडेड फ्रंट, फ्रंटोजेनेसिस, फ्रंटोलिसिस, एवरीथिंग आई विल टीच यू, डोंट वरी, कुछ भी नहीं छोड़ेंगे। भूपिंदर, today's current affairs PDF has been sent. All right, it has been sent. I will again cross check कि ये सब ग्रुप में गई कि नहीं गई है, मैं I will check it. Okay everyone, bye, take care, enjoy your Sunday, see you on Monday at 5:15 PM. We can use Captain America, but वहां पे moisture नहीं है, there is not enough moisture. All right, bye, good night everyone, take care, enjoy your Sunday, bye.